Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel today. I am my own therapist. So, today, there's the first episode. We'll be talking about the Singapore general elections that is going to be happening in a couple of days. So, today, I'm just going to speak to you not just about politics, but about Singapore, about us, about who we are and who we want to be. So, in just a short while, we'll once again head to the ballot boxes. General elections are not just a political event, they are a reflection of our soul as a nation. So they remind us that Singapore is not built by one party or one leader, but by all of us together. So over the past few years, we have faced many challenges. Housing affordability remains a deep concern for young couples. The cost of living continues to climb. Our aging population needs better support, not just medical, but emotional, social, and financial care. And amid all this, we are also navigating our place in an increasingly uncertain world. We have seen both mistakes and efforts from our leaders. Some policies have helped, some have fallen short, but ultimately, governance is not about perfection. It's about heart, courage, and a willingness to listen. This election, we are also seeing new faces stepping forward for all the parties. It's almost as if we have hit the reset button. And for me, I think representation is very important. So as an MP, you're not only representing your GRC, but you are an image of how people will look at Singaporeans. It is astonishing to see people who actually can't speak English properly, who can't craft sentences properly, who can't bring out their ideas. So I just wonder, who's vetting these participants? Who's vetting them? We have a lady who publicly used a racial slur with the utmost confidence, calling herself Singapore's daughter. Well, that is not my mother. My mother would never teach me that. So who taught her that? And to think, if she were to meet foreign dignitaries, how confident are you that she wouldn't say something that could trigger hysteria? Then we have another candidate who talks about having a baby face, about identifying herself as a little girl. I wonder, what actually is the purpose? Are you not confident enough in yourself that you want people to think that you are young? Imagine introducing yourself to other world leaders saying, I have a baby face. And for the man with the leaked text messages, would you have apologized if it wasn't leaked? The only reason you are saying sorry is because you got caught. Being married and soon to be a father doesn't change the fact that you were very rude in your text messages. I saw someone, a lady in fact, defend this rudeness by implying that everyone has said it before. Madam, you may be right. No one is a saint. Everyone has cursed before, but he got caught. Even he knows as a public figure his words carry weight. It is what it is. You can't possibly tell me there isn't a better candidate in Singapore. Again, accountability. There are also multiple people that were convicted of breaking the law, yet being able to run. So you put your faith on people that tell lies publicly? But at the same time, we must also ask the right questions. There are almost 6 million people in Singapore. And is this the standard that we could possibly come up with? Because politics, let's be honest, it's a brand. So most of us don't have time to study every candidate's history or read every party manifesto from cover to cover. We vote based on what feels familiar, what feels trustworthy. It's human nature. It's like when I ask you, what's your favorite airline? Most Singaporeans will instinctively say Singapore Airlines, but not because we know personally the pilot who's flying the plane, not because we checked every engine before boarding, but because over time the brand earned our trust. It stood for safety, service, reliability. It feels right. So politics is no different. The logo, the color, the slogans, they represent memories, emotions, and trust. We vote not just for individuals, but for the brand we believe will carry Singapore forward. But trust must be earned. That's why we must look carefully at the candidates. If public service is truly about serving the people, then we must ask, if the salary for being an MP was just $5,000 a month, not 15, not 20,000, will they still be this enthusiastic to serve? Will they still have the same fire, the same commitment? Or is it the prestige, the lifestyle, the titles that call them? It's getting paid to do a difficult job. I understand that. It is a very difficult job. You earn about the work that you do. People view public service that it must not be a career of comfort. It must be a calling of sacrifice. It must be anchored in humility, duty, and love for the people, not love for status. And even as we hold politicians accountable, we must hold ourselves accountable too. We have seen in recent months the ugly side of division. We forget that Singapore's magic was never about being perfect. It was about embracing imperfection together. It was about building bridges, not walls, about understanding that different races, religions, and languages are not threats, they are strengths. Let us never let politics tear apart what generations before us fought to build. Not Lee Kuan Yew, not David Marshall, not Goh Keng Swee, not S. Rajaratnam, none of them built Singapore by splitting us apart. They built it by holding us together, and so must we. At the end of the day, political parties come and go, candidates come and go, policies change. But Singapore must remain. Singapore is bigger than any party, any candidate, any government. Singapore is you, Singapore is me, Singapore is us. When we cast our vote, we are not just choosing who sits in parliament. We are choosing what kind of nation we want to be. A nation divided by race, by income, by anger, or a nation held together by shared dreams, shared sacrifice, and shared hope. I choose hope, I choose unity, I choose Singapore. Seeing the rallies recently brought something to my attention. So firstly, I would like to talk about DPM Gan Kim Yong. So Singapore has had the privilege of not facing many natural threats. No active volcanoes, no earthquakes, no tornadoes. But Singapore did face the COVID-19 crisis. Did you all happen to forget? The whole world faced it at the same time. DPM Gan was asked to lead an impossible task force. A task force unaware of the severity of the situation, but they damn well did right by us. Every other country crumbled, but we stood tall. We were timely vaccinated. We were locked down to prevent further spread. This man made decisions many people may not be able to understand, but it's why you are probably alive today. So do not think he is just an outsider to Pongo. About the alliance deal that people are so concerned with. It is not my place to talk about it. I'm not an expert in that subject matter, so I do not wish to explain anything about it. But if people would like to know, if people ask him if he has to explain it in parliament, then he should. Because everyone should be held accountable for their actions. But you should never forget what this man has actually done to protect the people of Singapore. You may call him the task force man, but it's bigger than a task force. You have to make very difficult decisions for the lives of so many people, and it's very crucial. No one else stepped up. So where was the opposition at the point of time as well? On that note, I would also like to add that I understand why the opposition will never be successful. It's actually very simple. So you have a leader of the opposition, but yet you have around 13 opposition parties. You see the problem here? There is no unity, and everyone from each different opposing party is trying to be a leader. So here's some advice. The opposition should come together as one, led by the leader of the opposition. Bring their people together, bring their voices together, and craft their teams to challenge the PAP. But y'all are a mess. You can't even hire the proper candidates. You are going up against the dream team, but you fielded people from Sesame Street. So it's evident in the fact that you allowed a walkover in Marine Parade Bridal Heights. Do you understand the problem? You weren't able to field the team because you were more concerned in focusing on other areas. Shouldn't there be an opposition for all areas? Come together as one. Be led by your leader. Not everyone running is a leader. Some are there just to make the team look good. Some are not even creative enough to come up with a party name. For the individuals who are contesting, Bitcoin, really? The same logo? Most valuable party? Is Jake Paul running for the elections? If you're not able to simply think outside the box for a party name, I think you should just sit at home. You're not going to be able to generate new ideas. Walking the ground doesn't entitle you to know everyone or everything. You have to understand, and everyone should understand this, that the ground is always dirty. The ground is always messy. Problems happen every day. It's how you approach and solve and listen, talk to people, understand their problems, and then find solutions, help them. If not, find a pathway that in order for you to help them. That's how you get it started. You don't just pop out of the blue and say, oh, I know this place because I stayed here for this amount of years. I know these people. It actually doesn't matter. It's what you do that actually defines you, Batman. So, let me say something for all parties that I noticed no one has said. I honestly truly detest the verbal sparring. Talking bad about the other person, it's actually distasteful. There's no class, there's no decorum. If you are confident that in the past 5 years you have made an impact for your residents or for Singapore, simply say, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I've done, you know what I can do. But not a single candidate has that confidence to say this. So, to all candidates, ask yourself, did you do what you really said you were going to do? What could you have done better? What are you going to do better? Talk about these instead of throwing jabs at the other candidates. We know who deserves to lead us at the end of the day. The rest are just theatrics, cloud chasers. We do not want that. You have seen the interviews, the podcasts. You know there are a lot of people you wouldn't want representing you. At the end of the day, it should be about legacy. So when we hear a candidate's name and go, oh yes, that person is really very good, versus I don't know who that is. So on that note, I wish all candidates the best of luck. And to all Singaporeans that are placing their votes, X marks the spot. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment. I hope this didn't offend anyone. This is just a personal opinion. This is something that I've observed, and I don't really like to talk about politics, but this year I noticed that there's so many people and there's so many comics. I don't think that they should be called politicians. They are more like comics. So we have to really be aware of what we want, what they can give us, and how we're going to get there. Because at the end of the day, we all have to work together. And the problem is division. Division is a very huge problem. We have to come together. If we don't come together, we all split apart. And there is no point in just fighting or debating or just arguing all the time. Yes, you can have one ruling party, you can have an opposition party, but you don't have to be very aggressive to put out your thoughts. You don't have to be very aggressive when you want to put out your statements. You just be honest, just be truthful, just say what you need to say what people on the ground have said. Do your research, find out what the problems are, and move from there. I believe everyone wants to help. So going around saying, oh, I serve the community, I believe everybody wants to help. I don't think only these candidates are capable of helping the community. I believe there are more. Of course, there's definitely more. And based on the quality that we see, and this applies to every party, it's not a singular party, but based on the quality we see there's a lot of memes out there. There's a lot of people making fun. And know that other countries are watching us. And they're going to be like, is that really what Singapore is about? Is that who they actually put up to run? Are they not clever? So these kind of things, these kind of questions, these kind of thoughts, we actually do not want that. We want to be represented very formally. We want to have people who know what they're doing, of course, their experience. I'm not saying people with no experience cannot do it. Of course they can do it. But we also have to see how they speak to people. Like for the rallies, for example, there's a lot of things that you can notice from the rallies. A lot of things that didn't go very well. And most of them is just condemning the other person. There's no point in condemning the other person. You have to also say what you want to do. You have to help people. Money is always an issue. Housing is always an issue. School is always an issue. Bullying is always an issue. There's actually many things. There is so many issues that are out there that even the government need help with. Like, for example, we take bullying in schools. Yes, it's happening a lot, but is there a lot being done? We don't know yet, because not a lot of people are saying what kind of interventions are being done. So these kind of things is what we want to look at. These are kind of things what parents want to look at. Are the teachers safe? Recently, there was a student that assaulted the teacher with a penknife. So we actually have to scrutinize these things. There's plenty of things that we can all work together and figure it out. So I hope that this election goes well for everybody. So to everyone, I wish you all the best again. Good luck, and do well for the next 5 years. Thank you.